I am not on a tour per se, but I am taking appearances and I have some stuff scheduled, and so there will be things throughout the next few months.
Okay. So you're no longer on tour with Signal?
Yeah, it's just not a set tour. Yeah,
okay.
no, I'm not.
So on your own, kind of scheduling
Right.
concert dates, things
Right.
like that. Mm-hmm. Was that unexpected? I'm assuming it was.
It was unexpected in the way that it wasn't supposed to end as early that it did, but it was still only supposed to be a few months anyway. Okay. It was like one more month.
Okay, so it wasn't.
One more month, we're fine.
Gotcha.
No biggie.
How long, so is it 15, 16 years that you've been absent in the music industry? How long has it been?
It was like 13 when I started. I had been out for 13 years when I did the Canelo fight, which is in 2021.
Okay.
So it was about 13 years
13
then.
years.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot that's happened in 13 years, but to just catch us up to speed, all your fans, what has Jennifer Pena been up to?
In those 13 years, I was a stay-at-home mom, expanding my family. I gave obviously my first son had all of me for 8 whole years just before I decided to expand my family. And then I just kind of wanted to expand my family and, get all the kids that I wanted and all that stuff. And so I was just a stay-at-home mom, sitting, taking care of my house and taking care of my kids and scheduling all the logistics of school and
growing your
the
family.
mom things. Yeah.
So how many kids do we have now?
I have 5.
5 kids.
Yes.
And then...
Would you mind moving your hair off the line?
Sure.
So hot. I'm like sweating here. So was there ever, I'm assuming, within that, was there always that itch to come back?
I can say I was content at home with my family.
Okay.
I was fulfilled in a lot of ways. Obviously was something missing, right? Because the first opportunity I got, I'm like, hey, I'm back. I will come back. Let me in. No, I'm just kidding.
But really, though.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, but really. So I was content, and it wasn't, necessarily something, but when the opportunity came, it started with all the questions after Canelo was like, were you nervous? And I'm like, I was, until that very first second that I started singing, and then it just felt like, girl, this is where you belong. Where you been?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of just felt natural, and it felt like home. It gave me peace. It felt like this is where I belong. I think it's part of, and I was born to be a mother, but being on stage is part of what I was born to do. It's part of my destiny, I believe. And so I just kind of felt okay with that decision at the time.
What does this comeback look like for your fans? What does this comeback look like for Jennifer Pena now?
Honestly, I think it really depends on the fans. Of course.
I know.
Turn it.
Silencio. Quiet on
Quiet
set.
on the set.
We're about to get some tears, some profound tears. I need the tears. Just kidding, I'm kidding. Are we having mic issues?
Just with the hair. I'm just gonna put it right here in the middle.
Is everything okay, or do I need to go
Maybe
back
just
on
ask
something?
the last question.
Okay, yeah, that's good. The one
Yeah,
that
I
was
already
about to
forgot what
answer.
it was anyway, so ask me.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Okay. What does this comeback look like for Jennifer Pena now and for your fans?
This return, I'm calling it a return.
Okay, you like return
This
better?
return is really dependent on the fans. It started because of the fans. When I began to get more active in my social media, I really, deep down, kind of felt like, I'm sorry, hold on.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I'm choking on my spit.
Oh dear.
Fan me. I'm just kidding. Okay, so really this return depends on the fans. It's dependent on the fans. It started because of them. It was really when I got more involved in my social media and everything, more active on my social media. I really thought that people had just kind of forgotten about me after so long. That's a long time. And I really thought, I'll just be able to blend. I'll sing a little bit on my stuff just for fun, because of course it's during the pandemic and there's nothing else really to do. And obviously I wanted to sing.
Right.
So, but it's really because of them that so much support and so many comments that I saw, and I felt so much love and anticipation for a return. It hadn't even really crossed my mind. And then when the fans and the comments started on all my social media, my networks, it was like, come back and we miss you and we want more music. That's really kind of what really fanned that flame. So it's kind of like, maybe they do remember me, and maybe they do miss me, and maybe they do want some new stuff from Jennifer. And so that got me excited.
I'm also a believer too, for me personally, like there's just the timing. I don't know, it has about alignment.
I agree.
And was this, I'm just curious, like, with you talking about, being a mom and staying at home, and you were content with that, but like the timing of it all, like, I don't know, it's like, why now?
I absolutely agree with that. There's a time for it. And I just think that in the beginning, it was super important for me to get comfortable with the role of being a mom, and there was no way I was going to be able to do that, combining the two worlds. The two worlds are both very time consuming, demand a lot. I can't give 100% to both if both require 100%. There's two different things. You know what I mean? So I think that my first son got that, and then by the time I had my fifth, I'm more comfortable in the role as mom, where I feel like, okay, now I've gotten to the point where I kind of feel I can balance, I can, make things happen that before would have been super overwhelming for me, just because I have more experience in that role as a mom, and I have more experience as an adult, a grown-up.
As a grown-up
Yes.
Well, because we all know, I mean, when you started, you were like 11, 12, which is so young.
Yeah.
We were pulling up at Ken's 5, our archives, and we did a package on you when you were performing in Uvalde. You were so cute. I wanted to bring it, I didn't. But you were like in a little blue sequence number with your mom there supporting you on.
Yeah.
And what you said just a few minutes ago is what you said then. And even at that age, you said that you knew that this is what you were destined to do. Like, this is what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting now, like, seeing you through the years.
That's crazy that I said that then.
I know, and the fact that you just said it now.
But I've always felt very sure of that for myself. I just feel like there's a reason for everything, that God's purpose is perfect and his timing is perfect. And I think that time for me to go away and focus on being a mom was necessary, because like I said, I think both roles were part of my destiny, and it was important for me to be able to enjoy both roles fully and be able to give 100% of myself in both worlds.
And I've seen in recent interviews, you keep getting asked the same question. Obviously, we keep asking you all the same thing because we just want to know. But, the music industry has changed in some aspects, which I think you said. But then it was almost like riding a bike, something, once you got back on there, it was good. What has maybe changed the most that's maybe stood out to you that's like, whoa, this is so different, like now, maybe doing it now that wasn't, when you were in it back in the day?
Well, there's a lot of differences in how I'm doing it now. For now, I'm doing things independently, which is obviously very different. Independent artists at the time didn't even exist when I was in the industry. So that's obviously a big difference. And then the way that music is released today is just extremely different, along with where we're at in the industry and the genres and what's kind of working and not working for artists is obviously very different. But I'm enjoying it. I think it's a great time. I'm happy. It's a great time to be back in the industry.
And then touring and being on the stage, what are the fans saying? I mean, is that feeling now? I mean, I think there was a story that you shared about a woman who had a sign that said that she was able to pay as an adult. That really kind of resonated with me
It's very cool. It's very cool because at the time, like when I started so young, those fans were growing up with me. So I had a lot of young fans that were my age, and now they're adults as well. So it's really neat to see that kind of growth and in my fan base, and have them have grown up alongside me. So that's been really awesome. And then of course, being on stage has just been crazy, because honestly, to think that fans, but I understand because I'm the same way, to think that fans still remember my songs and stuff like that. But I totally understand, because I can hear, even my songs, my own songs, it's muscle memory. They just come back to me. I'm like, how do I remember that? And not just my songs, but like a lot of songs and lyrics. And a lot of other things. They just come because of the repetition of, even if years ago, they're saved in there somewhere. So that's really interesting to experience and special to experience, because fans have been extremely supportive and extremely receptive throughout this whole return, and they're just, I hope they're really enjoying it. I am definitely. It's been, and also as an adult, I go back and forth from adult and grown up. I say grown up like I talk to my kids like that, but as an adult.
Because that's how we remember you, though. It's from then and now. You know?
As an adult, I can really appreciate and savor those special moments a lot more than, you know, in your teens and your 20s. You're still kind of you're still kind of just coasting through life, and now you really get to understand the bigness of the moments and the bigness of the love and the recibimiento, the acceptance, and it's meaningful. It means a lot. It means a lot more.
I feel that.
Thank you.
I know the last video you mentioned you're working on building your team.
I am.
Material. What
it's
can
a lot
your
of
fans
stuff.
expect? I know it's a lot.
It is a lot of stuff. I'll be releasing new music soon. That's like kind of priority for me right now, because I know fans have been waiting for a while. And of course, I wanted to get reacquainted with them out on the road and get back on stage and kind of get that ball rolling. But at the same time, that kind of made me put creating music a little bit on a little bit of a back burner. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that and releasing something soon, because now it's like you gotta work all the aspects.
You do.
It's a lot,
everything.
But and that's why the team building, because we got to get the team in place to help me do all of this.
Where do we see Jennifer Pena going?
Oh, only God knows. Only God knows what my future holds. But I'm going full force with everything and enjoying everything He has in store for me. That's because whatever it is, good and bad, it's meant for me, and it's perfect, and it has its purpose. So I'm at a place where I can understand that and appreciate that.
Love that. That's really good.
Thank you.
I think that's it. I know we're running out of time, but is there anything else you want to get out there? Anything else you want to say?
I just want to thank the fans for all of the support that they've given me on my social media and my shows, the radio with my singles. The songs are doing great. The songs that I've released